Good morning, welcome to the breakfast show. And last night we seen the sell-off from the Nasdaq. Wow, this is not surprise as the market has been going up, but this is also contributed by the bad earnings reporting for Netflix as well as Tesla, which Tesla actually dropped 10%. So how is it impacting our market? If you look at it, only those technology related stocks will be affected in here, and I do think that at this point there will be some correction on technology stocks. But for the others, which usually we talk about those traditional sector, but let's take a look into VSA 360 in this morning in here. And thank you for coming this morning in here. And Wednesday was a public holiday due to the Awal Muharram, and we were away, and that's why we're back today in here. And of course next week we'll be back with our normal program, so make sure you join us then here. Okay, let's take a look at what we have for you this morning. And this morning we're talking about the KLCI market, which already turned green pentagon, continue to make upwards, breaking into the 1410. As I said before, earlier last week, the resistance at 1420, it needs to break above there. Right now it's in a stage 2 markup, so likelihood the market will continue to go higher. The key thing is to follow the green pentagon, as we said before, with that overall success, and through our back testing it will give you confidence of trading around the 75 to 80% mark winning rates in here. I mean, we will showcase to you some of our results that we have, and if you experience this is definitely make easier, as VSA 360 does most of the hard work for you. Why not try out our 10-day free trial? And for those of you who just came, thank you for coming, and do share this video in your timeline in here. And of course, trade VSA smarter each time with also intraday. And of course, we also feature some of the insider buying, which we do have in here, and look at what week that we have and what kind of insider buying that we can find off here. Through our VSA 360, we are able to look at things. So let's look at the 5 things we want to share this morning in our VSA 360 as I was looking to it. But one thing that is very positive is the foreign fund flow. So all things is already green pentagon. KLCI is green pentagon, and SDI is green pentagon, with the exception of Hong Kong market, which also impacted by the Chinese GDP coming up in here. That is the only regional that is red pentagon in here. KLCI is looking pretty good, and more important here is the foreign funds flow. Let me just break it up to you here. You can see on top, right, it's more important is the foreign fund flow. We have a net outflow. Yesterday was still positive 7. As long as we have this green pentagon, green inflow, that means it's going to be driven a lot to the upside by the KLCI market. So pay attention to that one. And the last couple of months in June and going back to May, we have a lot of foreign fund selling. As the foreign fund sells, you can see this market will slightly come off right now. So right now we have this nice pickup for the VSA 360 with the foreign fund flows, and property seems to be quite hot. Let's take a look at the sector right now before we go. So you can see technology is one of the highest, I think. Property is boom, right? You can see nice really push out, and this is also due to the, I don't know, this one probably is the analyst becoming more bullish on the property sector in here. Stock continue to rifle in here. That has been up 7%. And let's take a look at this one here. Let's switch back, and you can see technology. I think technology is going to go through, so yeah, we can see now starting to correct very quickly, and due to the report that we see in Netflix, and also Tesla. Construction is the other stocks also kicking up in here. A lot of good construction. So this is something that will be helpful to you in here. Again, Kevin Lee with his A Health. I think it's in good position in here. You're not going to take profit anyway, right? So no, just check it out with SmartRobie in here. But we will also check it out for you, your A Health. Okay, KL Utilities. Right, let's check out that one here, and all moving up nicely. Only bearish is the healthcare and the consumer. All right, REITs continue to parlay into that. All right, this morning we are up 3 points. You can see many of these are in the green pentagon here. That's looking pretty good, but more importantly is looking at the sectors. Technology has a nice bullishness from last week to this week. Property, we can see that. And the other one is healthcare turning. Healthcare also turning back. So take note of that one. So maybe next week we will see healthcare turning back. All right. So, and let's take a look at the alert that we have so far. Right, and the alert, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy what we are watching here, and do share this. Irvin has turned red, Pentagon, KPS, Samcam, CI, Hector. These are turned green, Pentagon, SYY also. Cisco, D Pharma, Sime, DRB. So use this to your pre-tax. What are the stocks? Also 17th of July. Healthcare has turned green, Pentagon. A lot of those turned green, Pentagon, Uchitech. So that's kind of give you a kind of, how do I say it? Bearings into the market in here. That's all. You look at it in here. So this is going to be the so-called indicator, right, to see how bullishness and bearishness. And if we stick to this, we also have the watch list here, the UMNO watches, and some of these are the FA growth stocks. So you can take a look at those of you who wanted to trade some of the more growth stocks area in here and widen up your choice. Check it out on the 360 in here. All right, so that's we done that. We done the personal alert. I think some of my alert already has come up in here. I think Inari has hit to the upper base. Now KLSE, like it or not, is in the Mark 2 stage. So I want to share a bit about the schematic that you have in here. After we have the stage 1 accumulation, we have all the stocks. We have the SOS appearing. We have volume started to come in gradually from a high volume to low volume. That's where the red Pentagon usually appears on the red higher volume. Then we have the green Pentagon. That's where the green Pentagon comes out and market started to look up. And we are looking at the stage 2. After stage 2, what are we looking for? We are looking for stage 3 distribution, and that's why we as BSA trader want to train you people. When the market started to go up, you start to think sign of weakness, because not all market goes up in a straight line here. And let's this is what we are seeing this morning on the KLSE. Let's zoom in here, and you can see right now we have the market turn back up, and we have the railway track turning up. We have the next resistance 1450, which is the old high here. Market pullback, and this is a nice pullback. We do assume market will continue to move higher if we do get the foreign funds coming in. Let's see to this. So far so good. We are up 3%. So foreign fund likely come out, and we have some sort of support at 1400. Now on the future side, which is the leading indicator of the KLSE using the market stages, you can see that market did hit high and started to pull back, and right now you can see 1409. We have foreign funds coming in 5 out of the last 6 days, and this is very healthy, and we haven't seen anything like that before. So of course, next thing you will be seeing on the newspaper is all this foreign fund coming in, and that's where you will see many of the public started to rush in as analysts are putting all this report out there. So watch out for sign of weakness, because usually on the strength of the market, you can see strength of the market when everything is bullish, sign of weakness do pops out, and watch out for UT, uptrust. Every time when you see uptrust here, market pullback, and that's where we want to be. So the KLSE monthly return here is what we are getting in, and let's take a look at so far. As I said before, the last 6 months has been the worst because we have a lot of foreign funds leaving, and also on the weakening of the Chinese in here. And right now, month of July is the most positive that we have, and I think that we may even hit higher than 3% for the month of July. You can see month of July, and then if month of July is positive, will that carry on to August? All right, so take a note in here, but I do note that we won't be down 6% in here, right? If the local state election where Pakatan Harapan take back 3 states, this is pretty much status quo here. Okay, now on the VSA 360, let's talk about stock screening, which is something I want to share with the fellow premium members. And of course, those of you who have not used it yet, use this to your advantages. Use this to your advantages, and also check out our 10-day free trial right below here, and there's a QR code for you to register. So let's look back on the 17th Okay, the reason why we want to look back 17 is to show you the process of how we pick these stocks, and we want to assume that some of the stocks started to go up, then we have a good opportunity to buy into that and not to allow the stock run too much. So let's read this. We have many columns. We have the ST, which is the shorter term trend, the longer term. We want to buy anything that is green, right, and purple. Purple means it is very, very overly bullish. Okay, when you can see Yongtai is 67%, and usually the market can turn back one. That's where it is overly bullish in here. So from this onwards, we have done some back testing. So we want to look at stocks that is usually above the minus 0.5% and LT 0.5%, because we find that at this level, this market can really turn up. So when it's purple, momentum is very bullishly momentum, and that's a market where it started to pick up higher here. Okay. Then we can see that the ST and LT, all right. So you can see the ST and LT are these two levels here, all right, that we have. And also we have also volume, turnover, and industry. Pay attention to the ST up here that you see, because that's the one we'll be keying, the minus 0.1 on this box here, and minus 0.1, because we found out through our back testing here, those will give you the best kind of return so far. And from here onwards, we have the percentage to date, which is to the last trading date, which means if we go back to the 17th, which is this Monday in here, how much have the stock started to move? Because not all stocks move up, despite we see the KLSE in here. So you want those stocks that move very favorable to our, then we start to move, parlay into them. And be careful when the stock number are too excessive. Let's take a look at the demo here. So I want to show you how we do it here. So let's go back to the screener. So those of you who have our screener in here can use this. So let's check out on the 17. We don't need to go back too far. 17 is good enough. We can submit here. So right, you can see from here some of the stocks, right, from the 17. You can just mouse over here, right, or we can just blow this up a bit. Yeah, you can get a full screen here, and we go back to the 17, submit again, right, and you can see from here onwards, right, Bonio, and so quite fair bit of stocks here. Just wait for, yeah, we can see the market jumps up a lot, right? And we got Anika. Anika is one of the nice stocks. You can see, since on the 17th, just started to move up in here, and also this morning have test, right? And if it does go to 24 cents, I think that's likely where we want to take profit here. Excuse me. And you can see this is where you want to be looking at. So you can see from here, all those generally that has green pentagon are very, very good stocks to be looking at here. Okay, Anika is purple, which is actually fine. So what we want to do next is sort out by volume. Okay, so you can sort out by volume. Oh, Top Glove already turned green pentagon. Let's take a look at it. Just mouse over it. You can see right now, right? Nice base building in here. Okay, Supermax also. Okay, but it's down 6%. So this one here, Yongtai, we don't want to be touching it. Once it's down too much, we don't want to touch it too. This one's 9 cents. Hoa Genting, we don't. So what we're going to do next is actually using, okay, minus 0.5 and minus 0.5. Okay, so once you have that, you'll notice out from 28, they actually filter out 12 of them. Okay, filter out from 12 of them in here. And then next thing you want to do is to sort out by volume. Okay, you want to sort out by volume here. So after you sort out by volume, this is where you want to, look at the chart setup. And remember, these stocks had green pentagon on the 17. Some of them may have moved. So the whole point is that some of them don't actually move that fast. So one of them is Anika. You can see the chart here, turn 7 on the 17. So right now it is almost where it is. So that's pretty good. It's pulled back a bit. Betamax, this was not too bad too. You can see, right? Goes up, started to move up here, but you got overhead resistance in here, 50 cents. Something you can consider too if you have maybe check out the foreign, what we call, is there any insider buying? If there's some insider buying, that also justified maybe this stocks we want to pick up more. There's none here. So you can see this started to go up, but the reward to risk is only 1-to-1. Not so great lah. Okay, and let's take a look at Anika, because we can also check the reward to risk. level here. This is also 1-to-1. Not, you can see here the overhead will probably be the first profit taking will be at R1 in here. All right, and let's take a look at the next one. Okay, we have CSL. This is 4 cents. We're not interested. Danco, no, not that great. Danco. Then we have Potasco. Okay, not that great too. And Hexa. I like the Hexa. Now remember, Hexa started to move up. It's only 1.8% since it's up here. Maybe there are a bit more to go. All right, so this is Hexa is one of the next stocks that are 9%. We are not interested anymore, right? Because we don't want the stock to go back too far down. These are $1 hill, but notice the volumes is just too low. We don't want to buy those stocks. All right, so those are how we stock in that. So what we do, just to repeat, we can look back the last 10 days. In this case, we look on the 17th, we sort of by volume, and then we do the actual trade, right? Now, last week, we did one in our weekly training for our members who are listening right now. On the 17th, we actually, we look back on the 11th or 12th. So we got into 2 stocks, Microlink and Marsing. You can see Marsing was up 308 ringgit here, and this was a trade we're doing on 17. So normally, if you have joined our premium membership, this is where we actually do the weekly training, how to pick the stocks, and you can look back to the 11 or 12, and some of the stocks that we take profit, we will probably leave it a week. Those who don't make, we just cut it out, and if those have turned red pentagon, and we only keep the stocks for a week, and then see how we go from there. And right now, we got 1 up and 1 down, so not too bad. Now, in our insider buying segment in here, which is also part and parcel of VSA 360, let's look at last week insider buying. And last week we have the NMN Holding. MNN Holding, let's bring out these stocks here. And I'm going to go back to the, I'll make it smaller so you can see that one, right? Back here. And I'm going to go to MN Holding. Let me just make this a bit more, then it'll get more responsive here, right? So you can see the insider here. So we can see this was last week, this was this week. So you can see match on. Actually, the market actually pops up, right? Usually, but it hit the resistance popping up in here. So that buying does provide some sort of support. All right, next stock we have is VStack. Okay, let's look at VStack right now. So we go up here, VStack. So I hope that you can follow the what I'm doing here. Okay, so you can see VStack is also holding its thought, holding its thought. So this is a strong conviction of how foreign fund started to control it. Right now, market may be turning, and that's why it's not going up. But you do know, right? If you have on VStack, this is something you want to consider. 7 out of 8, a dividend of 4%, ROE of 14. So it's a very, very safe stock, a dividend stock, and it is actually doing what kind of business do they do? Right? Just mouse it over. Oh, there's nothing here this morning here, so it remains to be unchanged, right? But markets going up. This is one of those very safe kind of stocks. All right, let's take a look at this week. Okay, so this week we have CBIH. Okay, CBIH, you can see lots of, let's take a look at it. CBIH, go to the top here. All right, a lot of insider buying in here, and let's check out who is buying here. And you can see, wow, that's a lot, 42K. Z Capital. Z Capital is probably be one of their subsidiary owner, and that's why this stocks up. But notice periodicity, there's no volume. Volume started to come back in right now. You can see here, and right now you got uptrust a bit late. But if you pick it up much earlier, like last week, then you can sustain to a little bit of up move from here. Okay, so that's the next one we have is CHGP. Okay, this is the property group of Chin Heng. Okay, let's take a look at it. CHGP. Okay, hit enter, and you can see this one is no dividend, small ROE. Okay, and we have lots of buying. I think the CEO like to buy a lot. 900K. He also sells some. The Datin sells some here. Datin sell. Husband buy. I don't know whether it's a husband buying or not. Okay, so that's the situation that we have here. All right, you can do some investigation and see whether they are housewife just swapping in here. But at this junction, and let's go back to about maybe 6 months later. right? You can see it's well supported in here, okay? Company, all right? So that's for the foreign funds. If you do find across anything, or you can check it out in our VSA 360 by checking out our 10-day free trial or subscribe to it. So you can do so. And here is your 10-day free trial code. Those of you who are interested to know in here. And we have the nice pricing and plan in here, giving you one of the best in here. All right, now we're going to be looking at a couple of stocks in here. Probably going to check out for A Health too. And since Kevin been one of our, okay, A Health, Apex Care. Okay, yep, there's some great buying in here. That's great, right? That's, to me, that's very positive. CPAC, Dr. Kirk is buying. I think we showed that before. So this is likely to hold its level in here. And we go back over the last 6 months, right? You can see it hit 280, coming back at 240. So if you want to, carry more of this Apex Health, I think it's pretty good. And if you look back on the seasonality, this one's not bad. Grand returning, only 1 year loss making, right? The rest is all actually making great return. So far, 6% this year, okay? And I think there's a lot of potential for this company, okay? Give a 3% dividend. There's no rating in here, partly it's because the ROE is not so great and the PE is quite positive in that manner. All right, now any other stocks you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in and I'm happy to look at it too. All right, if not, that's all we have. Have a good long weekend. I think, no, sorry, it's not a long weekend, just a normal weekend. I was counting the Awal Muharram. All right, and don't forget to subscribe to our chat group and for all our stock information and educational material here. I'll be back on Monday with the Breakfast Show with SmartRobie. Thank you for coming and thank you for your support. I appreciate it.